Yo, what's up guys, your boy vKilljoyy here, and today on League of How To, I'm going to be talking about how to play League of Legends. I'm going to be talking about the very basics of the league for you guys that are brand new to the game, so let's get into the video. So the first thing to know about League of Legends is, well, what the objective of the game is. Your main goal is to destroy the enemy nexus, and thus winning the game. Sounds pretty simple, however there's a little bit more to it than that. On the map, known as Summoner's Rift, there are 3 lanes, top, mid and bottom, as well as jungle. In these 3 lanes, there are sets of 2 towers, the first tier and second tier for each team. Behind them, each team has their base, consisting of 3 inhibitor turrets, protecting 3 inhibitors, followed by 2 nexus turrets, and finally the nexus. Behind the nexus is also the spot where each team will spawn in, and where they'll respawn after they die. At this spot, they can buy items and regenerate health and mana extremely fast. Along with these structures in the game stopping you from winning, there are also other players. For each game, each player will choose their champion to take in Summoner's Rift. Now the champion you will choose will depend on what role you're playing on the map, however I'll get into that later into the video. So your opposition will try and take you and your teammates out to give them a window of time to take out turrets, inhibitors and your nexus and other objectives on the map. Along with you and your structures, your team also consists of minion waves. These are small groups of little minions that separate to each lane. These little guys can help you take out your opponent's structures, as well as enemy champions and opposing minions. Also on the map are even more objectives, being the Dragon, Rift Herald and Baron. The Dragon is located in the bottom half of the map, with the Rift Herald and Baron being on the top side. By killing the Dragon, you get stacks of buffs ranging from attack damage on the first kill of the Dragon, to having the first 4 buffs doubled in strength when killing the 5th. The Rift Herald and Baron act a little differently however. The higher team gets a huge buff, in which it can empower minions, making them much stronger, along with other benefits including a faster recall time. Due to its strength, it has a lot of hate and only appears after 20 minutes of in-game time. Before then, there is the Rift Herald, which is basically a reduced Baron that only affects the one person who chooses to pick up the buff after killing it. So those are all the basics to the map. However, what do you do now? You pick a role, and you choose what champion you're going to play during the game. So as mentioned previously, there are 3 lanes, top, mid and bottom, as well as jungle. As it is a 5v5 game mode, there are only 4 areas and team roles are split up as such. Each team has a top laner, a mid laner, a jungler and 2 players in the bottom, one being the ADC or marksman and the other one being the support. So depending on which role you play, will depend on which champion you pick up and how you play the game. A top laner will pick champions that can be tanky, have a lot of sustain, as well as split pushing potential. For example, some champions that are commonly picked are Fiora, Gangplank, Jax, and my personal favourite, Olaf. As a top laner, you'll typically pick Flash and Teleport for your summoner spells. Now summoner spells are spells separate to your specific champion's abilities, which however have a longer cooldown due to their power. As a general rule of thumb, for any lane and champion it is wise to pick Flash as it allows you to travel a short distance very fast, helping you get out of tricky situations. I also recommend for top lane using Teleport, as it allows for you to either teleport back to your lane, as it is a long walk, or to use it when a team fight has happened so you can join the team from your lane. When in the lane early, you will be focusing on taking out minions which give you more gold, and not getting killed by the enemy champion. If they're playing carelessly, you can on the other hand try and kill them, but make sure you know how your champion's spells and abilities work first. You will then try and push towards the turrets in your lane, taking them out, and then push towards their base. The second role is the mid laner. Very similar to the top lane, your goal is to become a big damage dealer to your team, and be a big impact in team fights. Examples of mid laners to choose are Katarina, Zed, Twisted Fate and Ahri. For your summoners you usually pick Flash and Ignite. However, Teleport may also be taken if your champion has low mobility. Ignite is a spell that is cast upon an enemy, dealing damage over time. This can be used as an unsuspecting damage dealer in fights. Mid lane champions typically require the most skill to master, however the benefits of being a skilled mid laner are huge to helping your team win the game. Like the top lane, you'll focus early on killing minions and champions whilst also surviving, which will then transfer into taking enemy structures. The 2 bot laners now. Firstly, the ADC. As an ADC or marksman, your role is to build huge amounts of attack damage and deal the most damage in team fights. As such, however, you will be very squishy to incoming damage. Typical champions in this role are champions which build ranged attack damage, for example Caitlyn, Jinx, Kalista and Tristana. As I said, they are very squishy, as you typically won't build any armor. However, the damage you deal will be huge. Due to their low defensive attributes, taking the heal summoner along with Flash is a good choice. Heal acts as a more powerful health potion that also gives a small boost in movement speed to you and your nearby teammates. The goal is to, with your support, kill minions and take out turrets just like the other lanes. The support is the other half of the bot lane, a role which your objective is to protect and, well, support your AD carry. Champions which are used here are Thresh, Braum, Alistar and Janna. As a support, you have to help your AD carry take out the opposing champions, turrets, and prevent your enemies from doing the same to you. To help do this, I recommend taking Flash and Exhaust Summoner. Exhaust can be used on opposing champions, slowing them for a brief time, allowing your ADC to deal lots of damage without them being able to run. As for minions, you won't want to take any, instead leave them for your ADC, as they need to build damage dealing items. It is a bit more of a passive role, however is hugely important to your team's success. The final role is the jungler, probably the hardest in my opinion, to master. You, as the name would suggest, play in the jungle. Champions used for this are usually Elise, Nidalee, Shaco and Rek'Sai. In the jungle, there are actually no minions and your game style in here changes a lot from the other lanes. You instead kill jungle camps of small monsters, as well as the blue and red buffs. As you are taking out jungle camps, the summoners that you should take are Flash and Smite. Smite is a summoner spell that can be cast upon monsters dealing 400 to 1000 damage depending on your level, greatly helping you clear camps faster. As there are no turrets in the jungle, your goal is to help your teammates in any lane by taking out enemies, which is known as ganking. So those are the basics to each role in the game, and as I said, the champion you choose will depend on which role you adopt. However, it is a good idea to choose one role and really master it, then decide upon a secondary role to also learn. Deciding which champion you choose out of the specific champions for your lane is up to you. I'm watching some other videos on who to pick and help you decide. However, as this is just a basic guide, I won't cover that in this video. It is important that you use the gold that you accumulate from killing minions, champions and turrets. There are some specific items to use in each lane. For example, the jungler will usually pick the Hunter's Machete or Hunter's Talisman, along with a refillable potion to start the game, while the support will typically pick up a Relic Shield and a few standard health potions. The other champions can choose from buying a Doran's Ring, Shield or Dagger, amongst other items. However, these will change from champion to champion depending on the main source of their damage, and your preferred playstyle of being either aggressive or defensive. As previously mentioned, watching videos on specific champions will help you decide what to buy throughout the game. It is important, however, to buy items, as without them you will be a considerably less strong champion than your opposition, giving them the advantage in the lane and winning teamfights. There is one item everyone on your team should buy, which is the Warden Totem, or Trinket, which is a small item that when placed shows the area in a small radius around it. They are free and can tell you where the enemies are if used correctly. My final point is teamfights, and how each role will play in them. Supports usually shield the other roles by using themselves as a shield to take damage. However, their abilities will also usually aid with this. The AD carry will focus on staying in the backlines and dealing as much damage as possible to the opposing ADC and mid laner. Your team's mid laner will focus on staying in the backlines if they are ranged champions, however can be played aggressively if they have lots of damage dealing potential. The top laner, if they build tanky, will be the front line of the team, taking damage and also dealing some back. If they have not built tanky, then they are often strong enough to split push away from the team, forcing the opposition to split. Finally, the jungler, if built as a tank, can take damage from enemies and also deal huge chunks of damage depending on what items they buy. If these roles work together, then it is very possible to kill a few of the opposition, take a few of their structures, and even push to win the game. So that's my guide to the basics of League of Legends. I'm not saying that everything you need to know is in the video, but it's a good start. I recommend that you guys start by playing a few games versus beginner bots to help you get comfortable with the specific role, champion, and then move on to PvP. Also, watching videos about specific roles, champions, and which items to buy with them will really help you improve as a player, and more importantly, help you win the game. With that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below as always, and subscribe for more daily content. I've been your boy vKilljoyy, and I'm out guys, peace.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
No.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.